Hi students, this is the fourth video of chapter number 2, work and energy. Next topic is transformation of energy. Transformation means to convert into one form to another. To convert into one form to another. So transformation of energy. Can you tell which are the different forms of energy? Which type of energy is used in each of the following processes? So here they are given the following processes and we have to identify here which different forms of energy and which type of energy is used. So first one is a stretched piece of rubber. So a stretched piece of rubber, it has a potential energy. Second one, fast moving car, kinetic energy. Third one, the whistling of a cooker due to steam. So here sound energy. Fourth one, the crackers exploded in Diwali. So here sound, light and heat energy. Fifth one, a fan running on electricity. So here electrical energy. Sixth one, drawing out pieces of iron from garbage using a magnet. So here magnetic energy. And the seventh one, breaking of a glass window pane because of a loud noise. So here also sound energy created. So here there are different forms of energy. In the first one, potential energy, fast moving car, kinetic energy, the whistling of a cooker due to steam, sound energy, the crackers exploded in Diwali, here sound, light and heat energy are produced. Then a fan running on electricity, electrical energy, drawing out pieces of iron from garbage using a magnet, so here magnetic energy, and breaking of a glass window pane because of a loud noise, so here sound energy. So you can understood here energy can be transferred from one type to another. मीन्स एनर्जी क्या होती है, एक टाइप से दूसरे टाइप में कन्वर्ट हो सकती है. सपोज हियर electrical energy is converted into heat energy also, electrical energy converted into mechanical energy also, in this way. So energy can be transformed from one type to another. So look at here, there is one example. For example, the exploding firecrackers, जो आप दिवाली में फायर क्रैकर्स जलाते हो ना, वो द एक्सप्लोडिंग फायर क्रैकर्स कन्वर्ट द केमिकल एनर्जी. वो फायर क्रैकर्स में क्या होता है, केमिकल होता है. सो उसमें कौन सी एनर्जी स्टोर्ड होती है, केमिकल एनर्जी स्टोर्ड इन देम इनटू लाइट, साउंड एंड हीट एनर्जी. और जब आप उसको जलाते हो तो उसमें से क्या निकलता है, लाइट भी निकलती है, साउंड भी निकलता है और हीट भी निकलती है. सो हियर the exploding firecrackers convert the chemical energy stored in them into light, sound and heat energy. So by using this example you should understand energy can be transformed from one type to another. So here they are given one flow chart of transformation of energy. Here mechanical energy is converted into electrical energy and electrical energy is converted into mechanical energy. For example, generator is the generator produce mechanical energy but it convert into the electrical energy. जो हमारे जब by using generator हम हमारे घर के lights वगैरह जला सकते हैं. Then again fan is a machine, so fan there is a electrical energy but it convert into mechanical energy. Similarly, for electrical energy convert into heat energy and heat energy convert into electrical energy. So by using all this example you should understood energy can be transferred from one type to another. So next and very important law, there is a law of conservation of energy. Law of conservation of energy. So what is the law of conservation of energy? Energy can neither be created nor destroy. सो एनर्जी हम क्रिएट भी नहीं कर सकते और डिस्ट्रॉय भी नहीं कर सकते. इट कैन बी कन्वर्टेड फ्रॉम वन फॉर्म इनटू अनदर एंड वी आर ऑलरेडी डिस्कस हियर द एनर्जी कैन बी कन्वर्टेड फ्रॉम वन फॉर्म टू अनदर. thus the total amount of energy in the universe remains constant. So here energy can neither be created nor destroyed but it can be converted into one form to another. Thus the total amount of energy in the universe remains constant. So this is the law of conservation of energy. It is very important law. Next one, try this. Make two pendulums of the same length. Look at this figure. Make a two pendulums of the same length with the help of thread and two nuts. Look at here. Tie another thread in the horizontal position. Tie the two pendulums to the horizontal thread in a such way that will not hit each other while swinging. Now swing one pendulum, any of the one pendulum, and observe what do you see. So just do this experiment, students, at home. So make two pendulums of the same length with the help of thread and two nuts. Tie another thread in the horizontal position. Tie the two pendulums to this horizontal thread in such a way that they will not hit each other while swinging. Now swing one of the pendulums and observe what do you see. So you will see that as the speed of oscillation of the pendulum slowly decreases, the second pendulum which was initially stationary begins to swing. So you will see that अगर समझो आपने ये ऐसे हिलाया फर्स्ट पेंडुलम, by using the oscillation pendulum slowly decreases and the second pendulum which was initially stationary, वो stationary मतलब वो अपनी जगह पर है, begins to swing. Thus one pendulum transfers its energy to the other. So here the one pendulum transfers its energy to other. So by using this all the example you should understood energy can be transferred from one type to another. And here there is one important law of conservation of energy. Energy can neither be created nor destroyed. It can be converted from one form into another. Thus the total amount of energy in the universe remains constant. Next topic is free fall. It is very important topic, free fall. If we release an object from a height, suppose एक हमने height से एक object release किया. If we release an object from a height, it gets pulled towards the earth because of the gravitational force. Okay? अगर समझो हमने एक object at certain height से release किया, तो क्या होता है, वो अर्थ पर गिरता है. Why? Because of the gravitational force. And we know the earth attract the every object towards itself. अर्थ क्या करती है, हर एक ऑब्जेक्ट को अपने ओर खींचती है. If we release an object from a height, it gets pulled towards the earth because of the gravitational force. An object falling solely means not involving anything. An object falling solely under the influence of the gravitational force is said to be in a free fall or to be falling freely. Okay. So an object, suppose एक object है solely means not involving anything, under the influence of the gravitational force is said to be free fall or falling freely. So understood, free fall means an object falling solely under the influence of the gravitational force is said to be in a free fall or to be falling freely. Let us look at the kinetic and potential energy of an object of mass m falling freely from height h when the object is at a different heights. So here we have to calculate the kinetic energy, potential energy and the total energy of an object of mass m falling freely from height h when the object is at a different height. यहाँ पर हम क्या क्या चेक करने वाले, काइनेटिक एनर्जी, पोटेंशियल एनर्जी एंड टोटल एनर्जी एट अ सर्टेन हाइट. पॉइंट ए पर पोजीशन ए पर पोटेंशियल एनर्जी, काइनेटिक एनर्जी क्या होगी, टोटल एनर्जी क्या होगी, हम वो चेक करेंगे पॉइंट बी पर एंड देन पॉइंट सी पर. So students, as shown in the figure, so this is the figure of free fall. The point A is at a height h. So this is the point A and point A is at a height h. Total height क्या है, from C to A, from ground to A, it is a h. As shown in the figure, the point A is at a height h from the ground. Let the point be at a distance x. So let a point be at a distance x. The distance between the point B and point A is x. Let the point be at a distance x vertically below A. Let the point C be on the ground. Point C कहाँ पर है, ground पर है. So let the point C be on the ground, directed below A and B. And B के below में कौन है, C. But C is on the ground. Let us calculate the energies of the object at A, B and C. So here we have to calculate the energies of an object at point A, at point B, and at point C. Understood, students? So here we have to calculate the energies at point A, point B, and point C. So let's start. First one, when the object is stationary at point A. Stationary means not moving. Okay, suppose यहाँ पर एक ऑब्जेक्ट है, सो इट्स इनिशियल वेलोसिटी इज u इज इक्वल टू 0. अगर सपोज यहाँ पर एक ऑब्जेक्ट है पॉइंट ए पर, व्हेन द ऑब्जेक्ट इज स्टेशनरी एट ए, its initial velocity will be 0, u is equal to 0. Therefore the formula of kinetic energy we are already derived. Kinetic energy is equal to half into mass into velocity square. So here the formula of kinetic energy is half into mass into velocity. Initial velocity is there u, therefore u square. So here half into m into 0 square, and we all know if we multiply any number with 0, answer is 0. Therefore here kinetic energy is 0. So at point A kinetic energy कितनी मिली हमको? 0 मिली. Therefore potential energy is mgh. Potential energy क्या है यहाँ पर? mgh. So here potential energy is mgh. Potential energy means the energy stored in an object because of its specific state or position is called potential energy. So at a point A kinetic energy is 0 and potential energy is mgh. And next we have to calculate the total energy. अभी हमको क्या करना है? टोटल एनर्जी कैलकुलेट करनी है. सो टोटल एनर्जी कैसे कैलकुलेट करोगे? काइनेटिक एनर्जी प्लस पोटेंशियल एनर्जी. काइनेटिक एनर्जी इज 0, पोटेंशियल एनर्जी इज mgh. 0 plus mgh, total energy is mgh. Therefore the total energy at position A or point A is mgh. So point A पर हमको टोटल एनर्जी कितनी मिली? mgh. Now similarly second one, let the velocity of the object be vb. So here point पर velocity क्या है? vb. Here we are going to take velocity vb because if we taking v, so there is a confusion. So that's why we are going to take vb, that is the velocity. Let the velocity of the object be vb when it reaches point b. समझो हमने यहाँ पर एक ऑब्जेक्ट था, ओके, हमने उसको इस पॉइंट पर आया, हमने यहाँ से रिलीज किया और वो बी पॉइंट पर आया. So let the velocity of the object be vb when it reaches the point b having fallen through a distance x. So उसने distance कितना कवर किया? x. Having fallen through a distance x. Therefore here initial velocity is 0, displacement is x. Displacement कितना हुआ? x हुआ ना. And acceleration due to gravity is g. Acceleration due to gravity is g. So here by using न्यूटन्स थर्ड इक्वेशन ऑफ मोशन, यहाँ पर हमने कौन सा इक्वेशन यूज किया? बाय न्यूटन थर्ड इक्वेशन ऑफ मोशन. देयरफॉर v स्क्वायर इज इक्वल टू u स्क्वायर प्लस 2as. बट हियर हमने वेलोसिटी कितनी ली है? vb ली है ना, बिकॉज इट पॉइंट b पर है, दैट्स वाई वेलोसिटी vb स्क्वायर. u स्क्वायर 0 प्लस 2 एज इट इज. a क्या है हमारा? g एंड s क्या है? x. देयरफॉर vb स्क्वायर 0 plus 2gx, so vb square is equal to 2gx. So यहाँ पर हमको वेलोसिटी कितनी मिली? 2gx. Next we have to calculate the kinetic energy. So अभी यहाँ पर kinetic energy का फॉर्मूला क्या होगा? Kinetic energy is equal to half into mvb square. Why we are going to take here b? Because here point b पर वेलोसिटी कितनी होगी? vb. हम vb ले सकते हैं, बट यहाँ पर there is a confusion हो सकता है, that's why we are going to take vb. Therefore kinetic energy is equal to half into m into vb square. So is equal to half as it is. What is the value of vb square? 2gx. m as it is, vb square, the value of vb square is 2gx. Therefore this 2 and this 2 gets cancelled. So what is remaining? mgx. So here kinetic energy हमको कितनी मिली? mgx. Kinetic energy is mgx. Now height of the object when at b. So here height of the object when at b, so it is h minus x. So यहाँ पर height कितनी थी? b की height of the object when at b, it is h minus x. h minus x. This total height h and this minus x, so it is h minus x. So height of the object when at B is equal to h minus x, and we all know the formula of the potential energy mgh, but here h क्या है, h minus x है ना, this total height h and this minus x, therefore mgh into h minus x, and if we multiply this mg into h, that is mgh minus mg into x, mgx. so here हमको potential energy क्या मिली, mgh minus mgx. now we have to going to calculate the total energy. the formula of total energy is kinetic energy plus potential energy. तो यहाँ पर हमको kinetic energy कितनी मिली थी, mgx plus potential energy mgh minus mgx. so here this one is plus mgx and this one is minus mgh, so gets cancel. so here total energy हमको कितनी मिली at point B, so mgh first, sorry, total energy at position point A पर हमको कितनी मिली थी, mgh. total energy at position B पर भी हमको कितनी मिली, total energy mgh. therefore total energy at position B is mgh. understood student? next third one, let the velocity of the object be vc. अभी ऑब्जेक्ट कहाँ पर आया, ग्राउंड पर आया और सी पॉइंट पर आया. सो लेट द वेलोसिटी ऑफ द ऑब्जेक्ट बी vc when it reaches the ground near point c. so here initial velocity 0. यस क्या, अभी इसने पूरा टोटल डिस्टेंस कवर किया है ना, सो पूरा टोटल डिस्टेंस कितना हुआ, h हुआ ना. therefore displacement is total h and acceleration due to gravity is g. therefore here also we can use Newton's third equation of motion. v square is equal to u square plus 2as. therefore vc square, u square means 0 square means 0 plus 2 as it is, a is g and s is h. therefore vc square is equal to 0 plus 2gh, answer is 2gh. so here velocity हमको कितनी मिली, 2gh. therefore we have to calculate the kinetic energy. so kinetic energy is equal to half into mvc square. so half as it is, m as it is. what is the value of vc square is 2gh. once again 2 gets cancelled, so what is remaining, kinetic energy mgh. understood? so at point c or on the ground हमको kinetic energy कितनी मिली, mgh. now the height of the object from the ground at c is h is equal to 0. अभी ऑब्जेक्ट कहाँ पर, ग्राउंड पर गिरा है, तो उसकी हाइट क्या होगी, 0 होगी. the height of the object from the ground at point c is 0. therefore यहाँ पर हाइट कितनी हुई, 0 हुई. therefore potential energy is equal to mgh. so here height is 0, therefore potential energy is also 0. now here at point c kinetic energy हमको कितनी मिली, mgh, and potential energy 0. now we are going to calculate the total energy. total energy formula is kinetic energy plus potential energy. kinetic energy is mgh and potential energy is 0. therefore total energy is mgh. so students, you understood, at point A total energy mgh, at point B total energy mgh, and at point C total energy again mgh. so what do you understood from equation 1, this one equation 2 and 3, we see that total energy of the object is the same at the 3 points A, B, C. okay, from equation 1, 2 and 3 we see that the total energy at point A, total energy at point B and total energy at point C is same at the 3 points. next one, thus every object has potential energy when it is a height above the ground. हर एक ऑब्जेक्ट को क्या होती है, पोटेंशियल एनर्जी होती है व्हेन इट इज एट अ हाइट अबव द ग्राउंड, एंड इट keeps getting converted to kinetic energy as the object falls towards the ground. here okay, यहाँ से हम पॉइंट ए से एक ऑब्जेक्ट छोड़ रहे हैं, सो फर्स्ट इसको पोटेंशियल एनर्जी होगी और जब वो नीचे आएगा तो उसको काइनेटिक एनर्जी मिलेगी. keeps getting converted to kinetic energy as the object falls towards the ground. On reaching the ground point C, all the potential energy gets converted into kinetic energy, but at any point ड्यूरिंग द फॉल द टोटल एनर्जी रिमेन्स कांस्टेंट। बट यहाँ पर कौन से भी पॉइंट पर टोटल एनर्जी रिमेन्स कांस्टेंट हमने देखा, फर्स्ट इक्वेशन में पॉइंट ए पर mgh टोटल एनर्जी mgh, पॉइंट बी पर टोटल एनर्जी mgh एंड पॉइंट सी पर टोटल एनर्जी mgh. So potential energy gets converted into kinetic energy, but at any point, कौन से भी पॉइंट पर during the fall, during the गिरते वक्त the total energy remains constant. That is, total energy is equal to potential energy plus kinetic energy. So we are already derived this expression: total energy at point A, total energy at point B, and total energy at point C. So student understood the free fall, and what do you understood by using these three equation? From equation 1, 2 and 3 we see that the total energy of the object is the same at the 3 points, and we can understood every object, हर एक ऑब्जेक्ट को अपनी पोटेंशियल एनर्जी होती है when it is a height above the ground, and it keeps getting converted kinetic energy at the object falls towards the ground. On reaching the ground on point C, all potential energy gets converted into kinetic energy, बट एट एनी पॉइंट ड्यूरिंग द फॉल, कौन से भी पॉइंट पर, चाहे हम ए पॉइंट ले या ए पॉइंट ले, बट एनी पॉइंट ड्यूरिंग द फॉल द टोटल एनर्जी रिमेन्स कांस्टेंट. अंडरस्टूड? नेक्स्ट टॉपिक इज पावर. नेक्स्ट टॉपिक इज पावर. थिंक बिफोर यू आंसर. फर्स्ट वन, कैन योर फादर क्लाइम स्टेयर्स एज फास्ट एज यू कैन? सो आंसर इज नो. Father take more time to climb the stairs. Second one, will you fill the overhead water tank with the help of a bucket or an electric motor? So what is the answer of the second one? Answer is overhead water tank can be filled with the help of electric motor. Overhead water tank can be filled with the help of electric motor rather than the filling it with the bucket. Third one, suppose Rajashree, Yash and Ranjit have to reach the top of a small hill. Rajashree went by a car, Yash went cycling, while Ranjit went walking. If all of them choose the same path, who will reach first and who will reach last? So answer is Rajashree will reach first, followed by Yash, and Ranjit will reach last because car moves faster than the cycle and a person walking. So in the above three examples, the work done is the same. In these three example, father climbed the stairs as fast as you can. Then second example, overhead water tank with the help fill the overhead water tank with the help of bucket or an electric motor. And the third examples, in the above three examples, the work done is the same in each. Perform the work is different for each person or each method. So in these three examples, the work done क्या है? Same है. वर्क डन क्या हो रहा है? सेम हो रहा है. बट टाइम क्या हो रहा है? टाइम टेकन टू परफॉर्म द वर्क इज डिफरेंट. टाइम क्या हो रहा है? डिफरेंट टाइम लग रहा है ना. The fast or slow rate of the work done is expressed in terms of power, and the fast or slow rate of the work done वो किस में एक्सप्रेस करते हैं हम? पावर में. सो पावर क्या होती है? पावर इज द रेट एट विच वर्क इज डन. पावर क्या होती है? पावर इज द रेट एट विच वर्क इज डन. If W amount of work is done in time t, then suppose W amount of work हुआ है in time t. Therefore the formula of power is equal to work upon time. P is equal to capital W upon T. Capital W means work and small t means time. So this is the formula of power. Next one, in SI system the unit of work is joule. So in SI system the unit of work is joule and time is second. Therefore the unit of power is joule per second. Therefore the unit of power is joule per second, and joule per second this is called as a watt. Okay, joule per second को हम क्या बोलते हैं? watt. 1 watt is equal to 1 joule upon 1 second. In the industrial sector the unit used to measure power is called horsepower. Okay, and 1 horsepower is equal to 746 watt. The unit of energy for commercial use is kilowatt hour. Okay, and the energy for commercial use is watt hour. Okay, so 1000 joule work performed in 1 second is 1 kilowatt power. So 1 kilowatt hours is equal to 1 kilowatt into 1 hour. 1 k means 1000 watt into 1 hour means how many second? 3600 second. So if we multiply this one, so it become 360000 joule. So in short form we can write down 1 kilowatt hour is equal to 3.6 into 10 raised to 6 joule. 1 2 3 4 5 6. So if we give the decimal point after this, so 3.6 into 10 raised to 6 joule. Electricity used for domestic purposes is measured in units of kilowatt hour. So 1 kilowatt hour is equal to 1 unit. So power means power is the rate at which work is done, and the formula of power is work upon time, and the SI unit of work is joule and time is second. So the unit of power is joule per second, and joule per second is called as a watt, and 1 watt is equal to 1 joule per 1 second. 1 hour's power is equal to 746 watt. Next one, an introduction to scientist. The steam engine was invented in 1781 by the Scottish scientist James Watt. So the steam engine was invented in 1781 by the Scottish scientist James Watt, 1736 to 1819. This invention brought about an industrial revolution. The unit of power is called watt. In his honor, James Watt was the first to use the term horsepower. So the unit of power, we are already discussed, the unit of power is watt. Okay, the unit of power is called watt in his honor. James Watt was the first to use the term horsepower. So this is the concept power. Next we are going to solve problems. First example is Swarali takes 20 seconds to carry a bag weighing 20 kg to a height of 5 meter. Swarali takes 20 seconds to carry a bag weighing 20 kg to a height of 5 meter. How much power has she used? So here we have to calculate how much power she has used. So mass is 20 kg, height is 5 meter, time is. So in the first example, mass is 20 kg, height is 5 meter, time is 20 second, and acceleration due to gravity, it is constant value 9.8 meter per second square. So here we have to calculate the how much power has she used. So here we can calculate power. Okay, so we all know the formula of power. Power is equal to work upon time. So first we have to find out work, और work find out करने क्या हमें लगेगा force. Therefore the force which has to be applied by Swarali, therefore force is equal to mass into acceleration or mass into acceleration due to gravity. Therefore force is equal to mg. M is 20, acceleration due to gravity is 9.8, and 20 into 9.8, force is 196 Newton. So the force which has to be applied by Swarali is 196 Newton. Therefore next we have to calculate the work done by Swarali to carry the bag to a height of 5 meter, and the formula of work done is force into displacement. So here force is 196 and displacement is or height is 5. Therefore 196 into 5, work done is 980 joule. And then we have to find out the power. Power is equal to, formula of power is work upon time. Work is 980, time is 20 second. Therefore 0 gets cancelled. 98 upon 2, answer is 49 watt. Therefore power used by Swarali is 49 watt. In your textbook there is a correction of this example. In your textbook answer is 24.5 watt, but the correct answer is 49 watt. Second example is a 25 watt electric bulb is used for 10 hours every day. How much electricity does it consume each day? So एक 25 watt का electric bulb है, is used for 10 hours every day. How much electricity does it consume each day? Therefore power is 25 watt. Okay, watt. If we convert into kilowatt, so 25 divided by 1000 kilowatt. Time is 10 hours and we have to find out electrical energy consumed. Therefore electrical energy consumed is equal to power into time. Power is 25 divided by 1000, time is 10. So 10 ones are 10 and so here 10 ones are 10 and 10 hundreds are 1000. So here 25 divided by 100, and if we divide 25 divided by 100, answer is 0.25 kilowatt hour. So therefore the electric bulbs consume 0.25 kilowatt hour of electricity each day. So this is the two solve examples. Hope students you should understood these solve examples. So in this way the chapter number 2 is complete. In this second chapter we are basically study about the work. Work means work is said to be done when a force applied on an object causes displacement of the object. The formula of work is force into displacement. Then we derive the formula of the work if the displacement is not in the direction of the applied force. How to we calculate the amount of work done? So by using this formula, W is equal to Fs cos theta, we can calculate the amount of work done. Then we are going to study about the unit of work, then positive, negative and zero work. Then next we are going to study about the energy. There are two forms of mechanical energy, kinetic energy. Then we derive the expression for kinetic energy, derive the expression for potential energy, and then in this video we are basically study about the transformation of energy. There is very important law of conservation of energy and the free fall, and by using these three equation we can see the total energy of the object is the same at the every points. So by using these three equation we can understood every object has potential energy when it is a height above the ground, and it keeps getting converted to kinetic energy as the object fall towards the ground, and on reaching the ground all potential energy converted into kinetic energy. But at any point during the fall, कौन से भी पॉइंट पर ड्यूरिंग द गिरते समय कौन से भी पॉइंट पर टोटल एनर्जी रिमेन्स constant. And next we are going to study about the last topic of this chapter, power. So hope students you should understood this chapter. If you have any doubt in this chapter you can ask me anytime. Thank you.